To start with, as you may already know, that Japanese country is very, very, very curious about the quality of the startup. So uh, before they go to, like, let's say Series B, C, they don't really listen to the startup because they don't trust them for the quality issue. So as
default position.
Yeah.
Right?
So as a seed stage company back then, Aviz was kind of questionable startup in Japan. But however, so I was asking Bishal, who is the CEO of Aviz, that are you really interested in Japanese market because you need some commitment to do everything what Telco wants. And he said yes. And I remember that he said, by entering Japanese market and doing such a business development, he can improve the product and he can expand even to the other market in the States, in the Europe, and so on. So I actually love what he said, and I trust what he said. And what happened is like he's actually doing great in Japan. And so Japanese telco has to do the government report once they made a outage for 1 hour for more than 1 million subscriber for non-emergency data usage. So even for the non-emergency data, they are caring about such a stuff. And I think that's kind of too much, but I'm not the government guy, so I'm not going to make too much comment on that. So as 5G SA and NSA grows, and maybe probably 6G coming soon, the network is getting even larger and larger and more complicated. And we need more raw data observability and optimizing the network performance and especially improve the quality of the experience by subscribers. And so by accepting a bid solution, we were able to not only improve the performance and the quality of the network, we actually were able to reduce tremendous cost, both initially and operational cost. Compared with other traditional OPB kind of product, we could reduce maybe half the price of other vendor offered to my company. So that's how huge it was to save the cost. And previously, we were using other vendors' solution, and they triple or they quadruple the price due to their acquisition. And our customer has to actually change the vendors. And CTC was actually looking for the company that could both provide the decent amount of price and quality of the product. And Aviz was the right choice, at least at this moment. No pressure. While we are doing the implementation.
Price negotiation.
Yeah. And my client is accepting OPB and Aviz service node, as Chid explained. And the biggest problem I had was there was not much use case back then because not many customers was using Aviz before in Japan and in worldwide. But now we are getting bigger, but not back then. So to make a Japanese company trust Aviz was very hard issue for us. So to get the trust from Telco, we actually did a POC for more than nearly 1 year, and our Telco customer said yes, finally. It took a long time, huh? And this is the sample architecture that we proposed to a Telco, and it's a huge telco, and we were able to reduce maybe 90% of the traffic saved into the data lake. So we not only save the network cost, but we could also save the cost in the data lake and the storage and stuff. And in the future, when we look for 6G and maybe 7G in the future, the network will be even larger and even more complex. And so that we had to use some kind of the products such as OPB and Aviz and network copilot type of product to support the network, because Japanese country itself is getting old and not many people can support the network. And I'll be about maybe 50, 60 doing the operation, and I need an AI to support my job. And so this is also what Vishal said, and also I think is that AI is not the choice that we have. We actually have to do it. And there is actually no other choice. It's the kind of must thing that we have to do. And Network Copilot, OPB, Aviz Service Node is the right choice, I think. By having those bright roadmap that Aviz has, CTC could really trust on Aviz product, and thus Telco can also trust Aviz product. That's what I think.
I think we're 7 minutes early. Any questions?
Yes. So on your data lake, what's the lake house? So what do you use for managing that data lake, or did you develop it yourself?
No, we used it's not on cloud, by the way. It's on prem, so it's a service.
That was my question.
Yes, it was.
That's some sensitive data there.
Yeah, we are not using cloud. It's a service, microservice, which we built on Timescale as a database source. There are a lot of database services available.
Yeah.
We picked Timescale because of the scalability and everything. And then on top of it, you also use Postgres. Postgres. These are the two, but this is a service. You can run it on cloud or you can run it on-prem. But right now, our data lake is purely on-prem because data security is the key.
Right.
But we can we have also integrated with Snowflake, because there are customers who have come said that, okay, we don't want to rebuild another data lake. We have Snowflake based backup system. So what we have done is we have an ingestion pipeline which can transform and which can work with the existing data lake they have. Of course, it doesn't matter whether it is cloud or on-prem. We have the integrations in place.
Okay.
We have integrated with Splunk. We have integrated with AWS S3. We have integrated with Snowflake as well. That's for the data lake part, because we don't want to reinvent the wheel. Like, we don't want to keep another data storage. If they already have one, just work on it and just make sure that it does have the plugins for it, for the data ingestion and also for the transformation, and then work on top of it. So that's how it is. But you really need a GPU though.
Really, what?
GPU for
Yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Using ASN and Open Packet Broker, are you looking to offer things like network slicing?
That is in our roadmap.
Okay.
Actually, what we have done is, first thing is, this was, as he said, it was more focused on telco. Now we are doing the data center things. Network slicing is our roadmap, which is coming in Q1 to next year. So network slicing, masking, source port signaling, these are some of the features which are specific to security, right? So that will be picked up. And of course, decryption and everything. So that will be on our roadmap.
It's great that Aviz Service Node itself wasn't on the roadmap previously, but after my clients request those functions, and they decide to just actually make it, and that's how closely we actually work together.
Yeah, we work very closely with the customers, and I think specifically the major telco. We were able to know what exactly they're looking for, not look up like competition, make a product, but it was very helpful to work very close to the customer and make what they need and meet the performance requirements.
How replicable do you think that particular telco's issue is with other mobile telcos? Or is it a universal?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is universal, because it is universal. If you make it for a mobile core, there are a lot of operators here as well in North America who are also shown some interest in our product, because, as he said, quality is one of the key requirements for Japan, and which we have passed the biggest hurdle. So which makes us comfortable for, I believe we can get into any other telcos. And the requirement remains the same, 4G, 5G. Yeah, there will be small changes in the way the packet looks, but the overall capability or what the features they're looking for, it is already there in the servers. So it is easily, you can replicate it across beyond Japan.
Are you getting traction with any other North American
Yes,
carriers?
here we have a couple of data center customers interested because it's a service node. End of the day, you are doing deep packet inspection. You can do it, and we have a lot of interest from our DC's customers who wants to monitor that packet deduplication. One classic example where they want to do, and then and packet capture and doing behavioral analysis is another use case which we are looking at it.
But and so non-mobility use cases,
Yes.
not just mobility use
Yes,
cases.
non-mobility. Yeah, telco, it's a long process. We need to go through the whole thing. So we are getting tractions in telco as well. But the good part is data centers also is showing some more interest on the solution as such. Since it is an end-to-end solution, it is easy, right? It's not like, okay, you are just putting just a virtual appliance or anything. You are just building the whole packet monitoring fabric, and then you have service node on top of it. You are putting AI. It's an end-to-end solutions we are providing. That's what it is.
All right. And that packet monitor, the deep packet inspection is executed by what specifically? Like, is it just a CPU?
It is the CPU cores. It's a software. It's
So you wouldn't think of accelerating that with?
I have accelerated using DPDK. And,
that's right.
And
That
the NICs, that's what it is.
tells.
DPDK and the NICs, ConnectX, tunneling a lot because like some of the NICs are very programmable and they have the modern NICs are much more capable. And one of the things we are doing, we are also trying to offload some other things into the DPUs, like from NVIDIA Bluefield, which is in our roadmap, so that you offload the CPU core and use it just for, and you can run the application, and your key packet processing can be offloaded with the NIC and the DPUs running together. That makes it much more.
That makes sense.
Yeah. You can increase the performance of single compute. That's the whole idea. You can now go 150 to 200 Gbps with DPUs. You can go up like 400 Gbps on a single compute. That's how it is.
So for your non-mobility use cases, are you supporting other encapsulation types? Like you're not going to see GTP and plain.
We do VXLAN, L2GRE, or we support the tunneling, standard tunneling protocols. The proprietary tunnelings are just because like VN tag is specific to Cisco. We have to see how it's changes, right? But standard VXLAN we do, L2GRE also we support.